and welcome to Business Daily on Sun TV, the pulse of the nation. Your trusted source for in-depth analysis, market trend, and key drivers shaping Nigerian economic landscape. I am Teresa Ayuba, and here are some of the headlines for today. Naira gain against dollar due to excess dollar supply and security enforcement. Lagos to enforce e-call up system on Lekki-Epe corridor. Collective investment scheme unutilized in Nigeria. Now the news in full. The Naira has been performing well against the US dollar thanks for excess dollar supply and security agencies' effort to curb forex speculation and hoarding. According to Aminu Gwadabe, president of Association of Bureau de Change Operators, the forex market is stable with supply outstripping demand. The dollar supply has increased, leading to a surplus in forex markets. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and other security agencies have been working to prevent speculation and hoarding of dollars. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) policy reform has been effective in stabilizing the forex market. The government fiscal discipline has also contributed to Naira's appreciation. Maintenance from Nigeria and abroad have increased. Adding to the dollar supply, the market has responded positively to the CBN's reforms and monetary tightening measures. The Naira has appreciated to 1,535 Naira per $1, showing signs of recovery and stability in forex market. The convergence of rates between the Nigerian foreign exchange market and the parallel market has also improved dollar supply. As a result, Nigerian Bank has lifted the moratorium on using Naira-funded debit cards abroad. Lagos State Government will commence the enforcement of the e-call up system along the Lekki-Agba axis from Friday, August 1st, 2025. This initiative aims to streamline truck movement, ease traffic congestion, eliminate illegal parking, and enhance compliance among operators. 7 designated truck parks have been fully equipped and are ready for operation. Approximately 10,000 trucks have been registered, with more than currently being onboarded. The Lagos State Government and Transport Union have agreed on 10,000 Naira enforcement fee for truck accessing the corridor through the electronic call-up system. A familiarization exercise has been launched across approved parks, including free system testing and hand-on guidance for truck drivers on registration and operational producers. The initiative is expected to significantly improve traffic flow and safeguard road infrastructure. It will also enhance public safety and stimulate economic activities along the corridor. The e-call-up system marks another step toward the smarter and more efficient transportation system in the state. The managing director of DLM Asset Managing, Ugonaye Ose, has attributed the unutilization of collective investment scheme in Nigeria to the country's cultural preference for saving money in bank accounts rather than investing. As of December 2024, Nigerian Bank held over 140 trillion Naira in savings accounts, while the total value of collective investment scheme stood at 3.98 trillion Naira. Many Nigerians are unaware of the benefit of short-term investment vehicle like money market fund, which offer similar flexibility for savings accounts with higher daily returns and lower risks. The preference of bank savings is largely cultural and driven by familiarity and liquidity. Collective investment schemes are not well targeted toward retail investors, limiting their accessibility and appeal. Money market funds offer better returns than traditional savings accounts, with the flexibility to redeem investments after a short period. Schemes like the DLM Money Market Fund aim to deepen financial inclusive in Nigeria by targeting retail investors. Funds like the Tax Credit Infrastructure Fund can help bridge the infrastructure gap in Nigeria by partnering with the government to fund critical projects. To help the federal government fund infrastructure projects in exchange for tax credit, the 500 billion naira program will create wealth for the people and support the development of critical infrastructure projects, such as Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. The Nigerian government has committed $538.0 million to the first phase of its Special Agro-Industrial Process Zone (SAPZ) program, aiming to boost agriculture productivity, improve rural livelihood, and accelerate agro-industrialization. Vice President Kashim Shettima announced this initiative at a high-level dialogue with Africa youth agro-food entrepreneurs and leaders in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The program is projected to attract $1 billion in total investment by 2027. Over 785 jobs have already been generated across targeted regions. The SAPZ program is being implemented in partnership with the African Development Bank, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and other key development partners. To transform Nigerian agricultural sector and promote youth engagement in agribusiness, the plan will prioritize training and mentorship to agro-technology and agribusiness. With a strong monitoring, the evaluation framework, the federal government has recapitalized the Bank of Agriculture with 1.5 trillion naira, $1 billion to support young farmers and agri-group across the country. Nigeria is collaborating with the Netherlands, CGIAR, and IITA under the Youth in Agribusiness Initiative, targeting 10,000 youth across innovative hubs in horticulture, poultry, aquaculture, and cassava processing. A $1.1 billion project with Brazil to enhance year-round agricultural productivity and value chain efficiency. The government has launched the first 2,000 tractor in $70 million investment, targeting over 550 hectares of land and reaching more than 550 farming households. Nigerian Breweries PLC has reported a significant turnaround in its financial performance for second quarter ended June 30, 2025. The company posted a pre-tax profit of 43.87 billion naira, a stark contrast to the pre-tax loss of 33 billion naira recorded in the same period last year. Revenue rose by 40.8% year-on-year to 354.51 billion naira, driven by the sustainable innovation, strong commercial execution, and optimized pricing strategies. Gross profit surged by 86% to 144.43 billion naira, lifting the gross margin to 40%. Operating profit jumped to 66.63 billion naira, representing 418% year-on-year growth. Total assets stood at 1.112 trillion naira, with retained losses dropping by over 50% to 82.47 billion naira. The company's strong performance can attribute to several factors, including moderated growth in administrative, selling and distribution expenses, as well as decline in credit, impairment charges, prudent utilization of proceeds from its rights issues, which were used to reduce debt and eliminate foreign currency dominated obligation, resulting in an 87% reduction in net financial cost. Looking ahead, the company expects moderate sales volumes in coming months due to ongoing pressure on disposal incomes and seasonal association with the third quarter. The Nigerian Breweries will focus on cost optimization, market execution, and strengthening brand equity across the portfolio. The company also plans to integrate Daystar Wines and Spirits Nigeria Limited, which is expected to strengthen its platform for long-term value creation for shareholders. We're taking a brief commercial break. When we return, Business Daily continues.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Welcome back. The Senate Committee on Public Account has directed the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to respond to audit queries involving 210 trillion naira within 21 days. The queries relate to 103 trillion naira in liabilities and 107 trillion naira in assets that have not been reconciled. According to the Auditor General report covering 2017 to 2023, the NNPCL's Group Chief Executive Officer, Bayo Ojulari, was given the directive during a session with a Senate Committee on Public Account. Ojulari had requested 4 weeks to respond, citing the technical nature of the queries. The committee granted a 3-week window instead. The Senate Committee on Public Account is seeking clarity on disappearance in NNPC financial as part of the constitutional oversight. Senator Ahmed Wadada, chairman of the committee, emphasized that the committee has not accused NNPCL for theft or misappropriation, but is seeking transparency and accountability. After the 21 days deadline, Ojulari and the other NNPC executive will be summoned for a physical appearance to defend their response. The committee warned that failure to comply may lead to further action. Senators from different political parties emphasized the importance of transparency and fair hearing. Senator Victor Omer noted that NNPCL is central of Nigeria's economic future, while Senator Babangida Hussaini has said currently management must take responsibility for past record. President Bola Tinubu's administration is gunning for $1 trillion economic by 2030, with a focus of local production and a Nigerian first by Nigeria policy. To achieve this ambition goal, Tinubu must listen to key Nigerian business leaders like Aliko Dangote and Leo Stein Eke. Tinubu believes achieving food security is crucial for advancing the nation's economy through heavy investment in the agriculture value chain. Dangote advocates for policy that protect indigenous industrial and nurture them in mega corporation capable for generating jobs and fostering prosperities. Dangote laments that local companies are exposed to vulnerability due to continued importation of goods and services also produced in Nigeria. Ike notes that government agency and Nigerian often disagreed local content policies, hindering the growth of indigenous players. Dangote and Ike emphasized the need for government protection and patronage to local industry to boost growth and confidence in the economy. A policy shift that encouraged growth and categorized local investors assessed as national assets deserving preservation is crucial. Ike suggests enforcing the Buy Nigerian concept, especially among the government agency, to promote local production and services delivery. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, outlined target for 2025, including $6 billion in foreign direct and portfolio investment. The government aims to increase non-oil export to $6.5 billion and create 200 export-led jobs. The International Monetary Fund has reversed Nigerian economic growth forecast for 2025 upwards to 3.4%, a 0.4% point increase from the 3.0% projection in its April 2024 World Economic Outlook. The reversion signaled renewed optimism about Nigerian near-term economic prosperity, 3.4% growth rate expected in 2025, followed by a slightly low 3.2% growth rate in 2026. The IMF expects global growth to reach 3.0% in 2025, driven by favorable financial conditions and resilient trade activity. Nigeria's growth forecast is ahead of South Africa, 1.0% growth and forecast for 2025, but below the broader sub-Saharan African region average growth of 4.0%. The IMF attributes the revision to no specific driver mentioned in the prompt, but based on general knowledge. It could be due to factors such as stronger than expected trade activity ahead of potential tariff, lower than expected effect US tariff rates, weaker US dollar and fiscal expansion in major jurisdictions. Nigerian GDP grew by 3.13% year-on-year in real terms in the first quarter of 2025, according to National Bureau of Statistics. GDP rose to 94.0% trillion in Q1 2025 from 79.51 trillion in Q1 2024, representing a year-on-year increase of 18.13%. Stanbic IBT Holdings PLC has joined the elite club of Nigerian bank value over 100 naira, surging past of 100 naira threshold during mid-season trading on July 29, 2025. The bank share rose to around 101, driven by strong fundamental and broader 23% rally in the banking sector this July. Stanbic IBTC reported a pre-tax profit of 116.4 billion naira, up 85.6% from the same period last year. The bank secured a 3-year CNY 800 million, about 172 billion naira loan facility from China Development Bank to deepen African-China trade ties. Shareholders approved a final dividend of 3 per 50 kobo share in May, with payment made within the same month. Month-to-date gain over 18% gain in July, positioning the stock of cement its gain by market close. Year-to-date return over 74% return, accompanied by the cumulative trading volume of 180 million shares. Nigerian export earnings hit a record high of 77.4 trillion naira in 2024, but experts say this does not tell the whole story. When we look at the numbers in dollars terms, export earnings actually dropping by nearly 48% over the last decade. This decline is attributed to current devaluation and weak institutional capacity. Nigerian exports are heavily reliant on crude oil, making them vulnerable to global price. Due to poor logistic insecurity and inconsistent policy, power shortage, bad road, and poor congestion, hyper-productivity, and logistics, agriculture and industrial output is suffering, especially in the north. Demila Asimio, head of research and Afrivant West Africa, notes that Nigerian export performance appears progressive in Naira terms but retrogressive in USD terms. Samuel Okeyikemi, head of research at Nore Bank, believes Nigerian export performance over the past decade is stagnant. With the country trapped in crude oil, depends Mr. Ayebani Kanabe, Chief Compliance and Risk Officer of Zigma Alpha Asset Management, attribute the deadline to distortion in the exchange rate and declining productivity caused by insecurity, reliable electricity for manufacturers and SMEs. In foundational for productivity, roads are rail to connect rural farm zone to urban markets, improve poor efficiency. That's all for Business Daily on Some TV. Stay connected, stay informed. Do have a wonderful day. I am Teresa Ayuba.
You are specially invited to the book launch titled Comprehensive Structure and Curriculum Coverage on Part of Speech in Kuteb Mother Tongue. Author Jeremiah Musa Ambashek JP. Date Sunday, 10th August 2025. Venue Bible Society of Nigeria, Roadblock Jalingo, Taraba State. Time 2 p.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion, Honorable Joshua Yurugu Piki, Member, Taraba State House of Assembly Jalingo. Chief Launcher, Sir Michael Magaji, Director Bureau of Public Enterprise, Team Presidency, Abuja. Special guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Felista Musa JP, Commissioner, Social Justice and Reintegration, Jalingo. Royal Father of the Day, Quay Dr. Amos Andiki, Bamboo Chieftain representing Ambikwe. Chair Lady of the occasion, Pastor Mrs. Fintrima Emmanuel Bolos, 6th Classic, Jalingo. Book Reviewer, Reverend Dr. Victor Audu, Lecturer, Taraba State University, Jalingo. Iya Anda of the Day, Pastor Honorable Mrs. Vicky Aishinfe, SA to the wife of the Governor, Taraba State. In the full of the day, Honorable Emmanuel Lawson, Deputy Chief of Staff, Taraba State. Chief Host, Reverend Dr. Andy and Mrs. Musa JP and Moses. Special appearance, the Prince, Ibrahim Damburam, HOD, Arts Education, Taraba State University, Jalingo. Chief Organizer, Mr. Iranomba Adi, Mr. Manasseh Luka, The Gates, Imbatem and Moses. Master of the ceremony, Honorable Henry I. Joro, Jalingo, Taraba State. Patron, Comrade Emmanuel Ukwen, KYN President. Music featuring Lord Andy Adaki, Celebrity Lecturer, Ayotep Hosea, Ayek Bambo, Victor Ambokji, and others. Dress code, Kuteb Cultural Attires. Come and learn to unlearn the unlearnable. Announcer, the organizing committee team.